Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. How you all doing? If you are visiting me for the very first time, hello, welcome. My name is Shebo. Thank you for stopping by. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing. That will really mean a lot to me. Alright everyone, in today's video, as you have seen by the title, I am going to be doing a review and first impression on the latest palette from Beauty Bay, which happens to be Nikkie Tutorial X Beauty Bay. You guys, all M to the G, we have the palette in the house. I got my hands on this one. So today's video, it's going to be me showing you how I created this eye makeup look that you see on my eyes, of course, and giving you my final thoughts on what I think about the palette. So if you're interested, definitely stick around. Now before I go ahead and show you how the palette looks like, I'm going to go ahead and show you how the the box looks like that the palette came in. You can see over there we got some pink inside going on. I think it's cute, and I know some people out there do love every detail. So yeah, I thought I'll just quickly show you how the box looks like. In the back here it says Nikkie Tutorial X Beauty Bay. But anyway, now the box, of course, you see the outer box of the palette looks like this, and you can see those little glitter everywhere. It looks beautiful, stunning. I think the packaging is gorgeous. In the back here, this is how it looks like. We do have a message there from Nikkie. If you have the palette, you'll definitely be able to read that. But yeah, quickly I'll just zoom it closer. So this is what the message said at the back there. And yeah, let's go ahead and open it. I mean, I already opened mine, but I'm going to show you how it looks like anyway. So now the inside packaging, the actual packaging looks like this. OM to the you guys, I am definitely loving the whole entire packaging. Both sides I think looks beautiful, the pink side and of course the darker side. I think they both look stunning. And this is a pressed pigment eyeshadow palette. We are getting 20 shades in here, and this was retailing for €30 by the way. And I also must add that it is sold out. It is of course out of stock. I'm not sure whether they are going to be restocking this or not, but currently it is out of stock from Beauty Bay website. But anyway, and the back looks like this. We have of course a message there, so that is the back. And when we open this, of course, we have two sides like I already said. So let's start with the brighter side. You can see that is of course the brighter side. That is how it looks like. I have already touched mine because I created this eye makeup look. But anyway, so that is the brighter side, and then we have the darker side as well, which looks like that. So yeah, now each side does have its own mirror. So the brighter side, we have a normal mirror over here that you can actually look and see what you are doing, which is quite lovely. And then the darker side, we have this magnified mirror for those little details. If you want to really look closer to see what you're doing, you also have that option here, which is something different because I've never seen something like this in an eyeshadow palette. So lovely that she actually came up with that thought, which I think it's beautiful and very creative. So I love that. But yeah, the shades themselves, you guys, we have a mix of shimmers, mattes, and they are just looking absolutely beautiful. Look at that. I mean, I have used mine, but I'll try to insert another clip where I haven't touched the eyeshadows. But yeah, that is how they look like, the shades in there. So yeah, we do have quite a a larger pants. And you guys know how much I love my Mama Micho eyeshadow palette. That one is also with Beauty Bay. I think by far it is one of the most pigmented eyeshadow palette that I just can never get enough using. And I'm thinking on how this one is going to perform compared to that one, because I do love that palette so much. You guys have seen it. But anyway, this one is also Beauty Bay, so I wonder how they're going to perform, whether I'm going to love this one as much as I love the Mama Micho eyeshadow palette. But anyway, you guys, you hear all my thoughts at the end of the video once I show you how I created this eye makeup look. I must add that this also came with the the pink pop socket, which is of course this one here, because I I was able to, you know, order the palette straight away, and I think they had like a limited number of this when you order it. So yeah, mine came with a pink one, and I believe the other one was like a black option. But anyway, I don't know how they knew that pink is my color, but I got the pink one, and we do have like Nick initials over there with a smiley at the bottom here, which is quite, you know, quite lovely right there. All right, that will go at the back of my phone. One day I will use it. But yeah, and another thing I should show you guys, the palette also came with this card here, you know. At the back, of course, we have, you know, Nikkie tutorial message there, and here we have some kind of guide on each eyeshadows, on how you can use them. You know, some of them they are best used using your fingers, and some of them you can use, you know, with the brush or your fingers. So I think this is a little, you know, lovely guide for some people who just needs, you know, guide on which shade to use with fingers and which shade to use with brush. So that is that. And yeah, so I think that is everything that you needed to know about the palette. I'm going to go ahead and of course start creating this eye makeup look. So if you're interested, stick around and hear my final thoughts on the palette, because I do have a bit to say about the palette myself after of course using it to create this eye makeup look. So stick all the way to the end, and thank you for watching today's video. All right, let's get started with this eye makeup look. As you can see already on this eye, you guys, that I started playing with the eyeshadows and OM to the G. Look at those colors together, you guys. They look absolutely beautiful. I'm loving the look so far, those colors that I put together. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do exactly you know, what I put over here to the other eye. So here we go. Now first thing is first, of course you're gonna need an eyeshadow base, something to put underneath so that the eyeshadow sticks on something. That way I find, you know, the colors usually show a little bit more than if you were just to apply them direct to your bare eyelid. So yeah, for that I have used this eye primer from Essence. It is from You Better Work Gym Proof, which is this one here. And yeah, I do actually like this, you know, this primer. So this is why I went ahead and used it on both eyes. I already applied it on this one here. So yeah, let me just make sure that everything, we don't have any creasing or anything like that before applying the eyeshadow. All right, now the first color we're gonna get is from the darker side, which is of course this side over here, and it's going to be this matte blue shade right here called Amsterdam, which is this one here. So I'm going to take this color right there, and I'm going to use like a pencil brush. This one is from Morphe. It is their M507 brush, which of course looks like this. And I'm going to go ahead dig into that color that I've already showed you guys. So take some of that. And by the way, with this shade here we do get a bit of kickback already. Let me just point that out to show you. Of course we do have some kickback, in case you do mind. You know, I just have to point that out, but for me, you know, it doesn't really bother me that much. All right, so this color here goes right in this area here. We're gonna follow exactly the same as I did to the other eye, like so. And one thing I would say with this shade is that it is actually you know, pigmented. You can see the color straight away, which is quite lovely. Look at that. That didn't take that long for the color to show up, you know. However, even though the color looks beautiful, it is super pigmented. I would, you know, like to mention that in some areas, especially on this eye, when I was, you know, putting that color, in some areas it does look a little bit, you know, patchy. But I think if you keep on, you know, just playing with the shade a little bit more, you should be able to make it work, you know. But just pointing that out. Not sure if you're able to see that, but that's what we are working with. It's not too bad, you know. Just work with it, you know. Those areas that looks a little bit patchy, you can always try to fix it, and somehow it will work, because it actually did work. But so far I do love this color OM to the G. That is beautiful, like, you know, honestly, look at that, it's gorgeous. Even though we do get a bit of kickback right here, that is just, you know, how it is. Next up, I'm going to take this bright red shade in the middle here called Nikkie, which is of course this one here. Just tapping it on this area here all the way to the end. Again, this is a very gorgeous shade, you guys. Look at that. Just look at the pigmentation. With this one here, I did not have, issues at all. When I was working with it on the other eye, everything looks beautiful. It was not patchy. It's just a beautiful, deep, bright red shade that you could, that you would love in an eyeshadow palette. And I'm definitely loving this. Look at that. Wow. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. And of course with the kickback here, we just take a brush and just try to get rid of them. Now that we have those two colors on, it is time of course to add another bright shade to the eye, you guys. And I'm going to jump into the bright side, which is of course this side over here. And I'm going to go ahead, take this beautiful matte orange shade called Redemption, of course, this one up here. So taking that shade right there, and this one, it's going to go right above the red, as you can see. Yeah, it's going to go right there. So let's take that matte orange shade using a pencil brush, and this one here is from BH Cosmetics. It's my Ray brush in number 7. So this one, oops, I am breaking things out there. I hope it's not my palette. All right, so popping this one right above the red, more like tapping it really like so that we get that beautiful color going on here. But I will tell you so far that actually the red shade and the orange shade, they don't seem to be giving me so much of a trouble. I really like the way they apply to the eyes so far, at least. I guess maybe I'm just like tapping them, not really blending them. So maybe when I do blend them, it will be like a different story. But so far they don't seem to be patchy. They just show up beautifully, and I'm not mad at this, because usually these kind of shades, they are quite hard for for my chocolate skin to show up, especially those kinds of shades like orange and yellow. They are a little bit tricky when it comes to my to my skin. But actually we have something going on here, which I am not mad at this, you guys. So yeah, so far we are happy with what we have going on here. And I would definitely play a little bit more with this blue shade here, like use a different primer, maybe maybe that way it won't be patchy as it showed, hopefully. Now I'm going to go ahead and just cut my crease so that we can pop something on the lid, and then work on our bottom lash line and complete the look. All right, let me quickly cut crease off camera. You guys already seen me do that on camera tons of times, so I'm going to save some time, cut my crease, and I'll be right back. It is time to apply a shimmer shade on the lid, and you guys, you have to see how stunning this shade is. It is of course from the darker side, and it's called All In, OM to the G, you guys. This shade over here, it's absolutely stunning. This one here, All In, OM to the G. Wow. All right, let me just show you how gorgeous this shade looks like, you guys. Look at that. And I of course started applying with a brush on this eye here, but I found that actually it works better with your fingers, and I'm going to go ahead and actually use my finger this time. I might go back with a brush later on just to tidy up the edges, but for now let's begin with the finger, and you will see what I mean. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Yes, yes, and yes. It is a stunning shade, you guys. Oh, you do get a little bit of, you know, tiny bit of fallout with this shade here, so you have to be, you know, a little bit careful so that it doesn't, you know, go all over your face. But for me, I usually do my base like after, you know, my eyes, so that way if there's anything falling off, I'll just like, you know, quickly, you know, get rid of that and then apply my base later, like foundation, concealer and everything. But you guys, this shade here, it's something absolutely gorgeous, and I do love this look. I really am digging this look, you guys. Wow. Now it is time to find a deeper shade to put on the outer corner over here, so that everything looks beautiful and, you know, blended together. And yeah, and for that I am looking only at one shade here, which is called 5 AM from the darker side, which is this side here. It is more like a light matte brown shade, which is, you know, this one up here. So oops, this one here, 5 AM. And I don't think this one is dark enough for me, because I like my brown to be like a really deep kind of a brown, but this one, it's not really that deep in my, you know, in my opinion. You can't even see it on my skin. Or can you? Hold on. I tried to swatch it there, but this is what we are getting. That kind of a brown. So if you were to create like a smoky eye, it would be quite difficult to do that with this shade, because it's not really deep enough. But I'm going to take just a tiny bit of that and, you know, try to blend the edges together before we move on to the lower lash line. And again, it's not really showing much there. You could barely see it, in honesty. The eye makeup look is almost complete, you guys. I'm just remaining with the bottom lash line here, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead, jump off camera, complete my base, and I'll be right back to continue with this eye makeup look, so don't go away. Alright everyone, here is how my face looks like. I have my foundation, concealer, highlight, blush, and of course I popped on this beautiful bright red lipstick, and I have my lashes on this eye already. I popped on a white line underneath here, and yeah, mascara is on. So this eye is pretty much complete. I am going to go ahead and move to this eye here and just complete the bottom one. And for that I used, of course, Nikkie, which is the red shade, the one you see right there, and also Amsterdam as well, which is this blue shade here. So I'm going to combine those two, pop them right at the bottom here. Now I'm going to go in with the reddish shade and just apply this one right at the bottom of the blue. And I also should mention that I wasn't really feeling that brown shade, you know, the 5 AM, not so much. So what I did is I took a little bit of this kind of purple-ish shade called Slasher. I'll quickly show you. I took a bit of this shade over here. So that one is the one that I used to just, you know, add a little bit, like almost towards the, you know, the end of the tail of my liner. So all the way I blended it there, because the other one wasn't showing at all, and I'm quite happy on how this one looks like. You can definitely see it there. So yeah, that one blended a little bit better compared to the other brown shade, which wasn't showing at all. So yeah, I'm just going to continue to add that Slasher, the purple shade I just showed you, just right around this area, and just really blending it. Let's pop something on the inner corners and probably on the you know, on the brow bone as well. But before I do that, I'm going to quickly add this white liner that I popped right here. You can see it there. That's the one popping. It is of course from Model Core, which is this one here. It is just a white one. I'm going to go ahead and pop this one on my waterline, which is right here. So let me quickly do that. This part here, it's a little bit, you know, tricky, but I will try my best to not poke this in my eye, because that won't be fun at all. I'm going to take this eye shade, which is the one right up here. I'll quickly show you that shade over here. I'm going to take it and pop this one in my inner corners, because I feel like we need to pop something there, because why not, you know, the area needs to shine as well. So I'm just going to use a tiny brush and use this mirror from the palette and just apply this one right there. Okay, the color does show up. Oh, all right, it's there. Okay, not mad at this as well. All right, let's do the other eye. Oh, but with this shade here, it's a little bit, it's almost like quite chunky in a way, you know, when you try to pick it with a brush. But it does look beautiful on the eyes. Let's just take the same shade, actually, why not? Let's try that. Same shade, take a little bit. Yeah, see what I mean? When you use a brush, it kind of picks in a chunky kind of way, you know, look at that. And we don't want that. We want it to be lovely and spreaded properly on the brush. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try to apply this. Highlight the brow bone just a little bit. Of this shade. Okay, it's there. It does show up, but however, I think I prefer it more in the inner corner rather than a brow bone highlighter shade, in all honesty. And right here we have the complete look, you guys. Look how popping the eyes looks. OM to the G. What do you think of this look? Let me know in the comment section below if you are digging this, if you are feeling this. What are your thoughts? Do you like the color combo that I've used for this look? And yeah, definitely leave those comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this look. It is time to wrap up the video and of course tell you what I think about the palette after using it on my eyes. Now, first thing is first, I do love the packaging. I think it looks cute, you know, both sides. I don't mind. I do like the design. Everything looks beautiful. And of course the inside as well. The shades look stunning. When you look at them, look at that. Yeah, they are definitely looking gorgeous. And I cannot wait to dig into the rest of the eyeshadow that I did not get the chance to use in today's video. But let's talk about the eyeshadow that I have used in this video, you guys. Now, this blue shade called Amsterdam, OM to the G. This is a stunning, beautiful shade. Even though we had a little bit of patchiness there at the beginning of applying the eyeshadow, you know, but I kept on packing it there, and at the end it looked beautiful, and I am loving the way everything turned out. And this red shade, OM to the G, you guys, called Nikkie, OM to the G. This is a stunning, gorgeous red that you would love, and I did not have any issues, no patchiness at all with this shade, and it was like straight away pigmentation was there. You can see the shade straight away, which I love. And wow and wow, she's happy with those two shades, you guys. Let's move on to the orange shade called Redemption. That one was also, you know, it worked. Definitely showed up on my eyes, and I was happy, you know, the way it blended, no issues at all. And probably some of these shades in the future I will try to use them in a way of, like, you know, blending them, because I pretty much like packed them on. So I would love to see how they are going to perform when you blend them, you know, like put the whole entire shade on the lid, blend it, and is it going to show up? But I will do that in the future video. But today, definitely I am happy with those shades that I have used. And let's move on to that 5 AM shade, you guys. Let's talk about the 5 AM shade for a little bit, which of course is this one right here. Now this shade, you guys, did not show up on my skin at all. As you guys saw, I was actually hoping that it's going to be like, you know, a little bit more of a deeper brown, but not really, because this brown, it is a kind of brown that doesn't really show much on my skin. I mean, you can see it on my finger, but the minute you start blending it, it just disappears gets lost. So yeah, I had a little bit of an issue with this shade. This is why I completely switched it and used the slasher shade, which is more like a purple-ish shade. This one, up here, that was the reason why I went ahead and used this shade up here instead, and I enjoyed that one more because I was able to see it. You can still see it right there, and yeah, 5 a.m. is not showing up on my skin at all. And then this shimmer shade on the lid called All In. Wow, you guys, this is a beautiful stunning shimmer shade that I think you will love. So beautiful on the eyelid. You can see it there, and I'll probably say with this with the shimmer shades, they are best probably applied using your fingers. You tend to get more payoff there, because I did use a brush at the beginning on the other eye, and I found that I had to go back and forth to try to get the the color to stay or to show up. But use your fingers straight away, you can definitely see the color peel off there. So with the shimmers, try with your fingers. If you are struggling using the brush, try with your fingers, and I think you notice a difference in there. But I'm happy with this All In shimmer shade, and even this one eye that I did using the inner corner, I think it looks gorgeous, no issues at all. And I think I prefer it in the inner corner rather than as an eyebrow highlighter here. So that's just me anyway. Now, I would have loved to see 2 different shades in this palette. Number one is, of course, a deeper brown shade. Now, this brown shade here, 5 a.m., it's not really brown enough for us chocolate girls, I mean, for myself, because I tried it and it didn't really show up. But I would have loved to see a deeper, like really dark brown shade that you can use even as to smoke out your edges, like create a smoky eye with that browny deepy brown shade. But this palette is lacking that. And also I would have loved to see a black eyeshadow in here, because we have the bright side and we have the darker side. So on the darker side, I would have loved to see a black eyeshadow. Therefore, you can create that smoky eye look using a black shade in the outer corner, and I do love creating those kind of looks sometimes. So with this palette not having a black shade or a deeper brown shade that I can use to smoke my edges, it's a little bit tricky. But overall, I think the shades I did use today, they are not bad. They did work, and I'm happy with the look that I came up with. So we are going to leave it there, and definitely I will be playing with this palette a little bit more in the future. I will create some more looks for you guys. Let me know in the comment section below what kind of looks you want to see. But yeah, there are a few shades that I would definitely want to touch, especially on the brighter side. Try to create some looks using the brighter side to see how those will perform on my eyes. And also going to repeat some of the shades that I've used up here, but more in a blending kind of way rather than packing them like I already explained. But yeah, so those are my thoughts, you guys. I mean, the palettes had a little bit of kickback, like the shimmers. The shimmers, of course, they were like, you get a little bit of fallout from the shimmer and a lot of kickbacks from the mattes as well. If that does bother you, something to keep in mind. But for me, it's okay. It doesn't really bother me, kickback, because I try to do my eyes first and then wipe off any fallout and then apply my foundation and everything. But if you are somebody who always does your base first, like your foundation, and then you do your your eyeshadows, then yeah, you might find that some of these shades will be definitely falling all over your under your eyes. So something to keep in mind. But yeah, what else can I say? I don't have much to add. Yeah, would have been nice to have a black eyeshadow in here and a deeper brown. That's pretty much where I leave this review for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and definitely for me there will be more looks to come. There will be more looks to come. I already said that. I will be creating more looks with this palette. I will be playing with it more in the future. I'll be repeating some shades in here, and hopefully some of the matte shades they will satisfy me. We'll see. I'll update you. All right, lots of love, you guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have, definitely smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and ring your bell so that way you are notified every time I upload a new exciting video. All right, go have a good one. Take care. Bye, guys.